Whew. What's up, y'all? I'm back with another video. Before y'all ask, I just took this out the wash from yesterday, okay? So the video before that, I was wearing the same shirt, so you know what? I ain't going nowhere until like August, okay? So, Greenleaf, it's back for the final season. I'm still in my feelings for them ending the show, because the word on the street is this is supposed to be the second half to season 4, but the powers that be at OWN switched it up and they're going to make this the 5th season. I know they have the spinoff coming up, but like, this show is, when the show ended season 4, it was at a high note. This show has always brought in the content. And I don't know why they're ending it. I don't know if they're going for a rebrand session on OWN, but I really hope, and it's my little prayer, in a perfect world that, you know, maybe they see the reception of this season and then they decide, you know what, cut the spinoff off. We'll do that later. Let's bring this back for a 6th and final season. I mean, hell, if they can do that with Lucifer before the season even comes out, I feel like they can do it with OWN. That's one of your best shows. So, yeah, let me get into this review, okay? We'll talk about the show later. But I'm going to go by character because I can't really go beat by beat when it comes to shows. So, Bishop and Lady May. So, freaking Bob Whitmore is really going through this destruction of the church. You see all these pictures of Bishop being thrown in the trash of the Calvary, like promotion covers. I'm like, damn, the disrespect. And they're trying to throw away the cross that they've had up there. Like, they really airing out this church. They really tearing it down. And so, Bishop, he's in his feelings about it, as he should. May, she's on a fast. She is clearly depressed that the church is going to be gone. I mean, I'll be too. Spent 20 plus years building something that is part of your life. And she don't want to eat. She don't want to do nothing. She just want to drink her water and tea. Marisol's trying to get her to eat. I'm like, Lady May, at least eat some toast. Like, your age, you need to eat. And so later on, we see Bishop have a meeting with one of the assistants and several people from the board. They are not here for the plan that Bob Whitmore has with the church. Connie, you know, scamming Connie, convinced them that basically to be on Phil's side, on Phil and Bob's side. And they're like, we need to save the church. And I'm like, oh, so now y'all went from Team Connie to Team Calvary again, after y'all realized that they're going to tear the church down. I would not be as open as Bishop, but you know what? That's a whole nother discussion. And Bishop and May, they kind of had like small appearance in this episode. We see him talk to May and they suggest like, hey, let's get married at City Hall today. We don't need the big, boudoir wedding that we had the first time. And I'm like, oh, they really getting married again. I love people who get married again like years later. Like, I'm just so glad. I knew they couldn't stay apart. I knew that divorce was going to take them apart. And so they get the family together. Everyone's running around. May's like, we could have just done this with the 2 of us. And he's like, no, and he has a family. And that's where the story ends off. I'm going to connect these characters to where we got at the end of the episode. So then we have Jacob. Jacob's reading over the will because Carissa's basically blackmailing him to give her a huge settlement in the divorce, or else she'd be outing Bishop and Mac's involvement in changing the will that got them the house. Because the way they got the house, because it was left to them by the woman that owned it before, she was killed in a fire, and it automatically went to Bishop and May. And if there's another will that turns out to be true, then it could possibly lead to them losing the house and Bishop possibly going to jail. I'm just like, Carissa, you're so evil. Like, you're that evil. You went on this whole vendetta to try and get a house when you're living somewhere rent-free. You weren't satisfied. You wanted to have the First Lady church position lifestyle. Then you're getting mad because Jacob wants to divorce you because you gave him chlamydia. Now listen, I'm not giving Jacob a pass. He's cheated numerous times, but he never brought a baby or an STD. We'll talk about the baby thing later. But now she wants to hold it over against him. And he talks to Aaron. He says, basically, there's a possibility that I could be a second will, that that could implicate Mac. And so he tries to get in contact with Alexa. Now, if you watch the series, you remember Alexa from season 1, who was Jacob's mistress at the church. He pulls up to her apartment, and as soon as I saw them kin drawings on the fridge, I was like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. We got another grandchild. We got another grandchild. Jacob sits down on the couch. We see this little girl come out, and child, I looked at that tent. I was like, oh, she mixed. Jacob asked if she married. She ain't got no ring on the finger. He simply asked, is that mine? If he said his, and she's like, no, I would have gotten rid of yours. I said, damn, is that how it gotta be? I don't care what she says. That's Jacob's baby. That is Jacob's baby. I know it, okay? I know it. What is it? The second secret child we found out about in this series? Oh my God. Oh, Lord Jesus, this is too much. But she does tell him about a storage unit that Mac had. He ends up finding it. We don't know what he found, but he basically adds on another 6 months because it had been 2 years since it's been last checked out. I'm sorry, y'all, there's something on my wall. Ew. But anyway, Jacob comes back to the house because the parents had texted everybody like, hey, we're going to meet at City Hall. The family needs to be in attendance. Basically, Carissa walks up to him and she's basically, bragging about the whole will again. You need to basically get in touch with a lawyer. He's like, no, I got in touch with no lawyer. We're going to go on the grounds of what you can get in this divorce. And she's kind of sad about him not fighting. I'm like, bitch, are you kidding me? You're basically threatening to blackmail his parents so you can get a divorce settlement. He's protecting his family, not you. No. You've been all about greed this entire time, and you're going to get in your feelings because Jacob actually wants to give you the settlement. Oh my God. Just irritating as hell. Oh, and I cannot wait for her to find out about that baby. This is going to mess her up, but I know it's going to make her want to out the will even more. Oh my God, that drama is going to be juicy. And on that note, let's just tie Zora and Sophia. So Sophia, her and basketball do still a thing. She's telling them about how Nikki's still at the guest house with Zora. They're still hanging out. She's asking to take care of that. She goes to see him at his smart house. And when he opened the door, he looked really disappointed. He's like, hey, baby. I'm like, dude, don't welcome her in. Because we see Nikki sitting in the living room. Sophia's in her feelings. And she's like, is y'all getting back together? And he's like, well, it's complicated. You said to fix it and fix it. And she's like, we're done. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Now, listen, I don't know if it's just me. I've watched so much TV to recognize a scene. Why can I not think of his name? Oh, basketball guy. His expression and Nikki's expression. This reminded me of Emmett and Tiffany from The Shy. And I'm just like, is Nikki pregnant? Because they weren't broken up for that long. I won't be surprised in the next episode we find out that Nikki is pregnant. And basically, Andre's taking care of his responsibilities. I think his name is Andre. But, yeah, that's what it looks like. Because he reminded me of Lawrence and Insecure. I don't know. I would be so mad if they put this storyline in here. I'm like, so did everybody just come into the writer's room last year and just said, hey, let's just give out this baby mama storylines to a lot of our characters, just the Shy, Insecure, Greenleaf. I'm like, oh my God. If they do that, I'm gonna be so mad. And I'm just like, back in my head, I'm like, I'm glad y'all didn't put that for Star if it got a 4th season because I would have been mad. Oh man. But anyway, that's then Sophia comes back in the house around time to change, and Zora's being a little brat, calling her a slut, and basically she says she was at Fernando's. She knows she wasn't at Fernando's. And Zora, she knows her parents are off and knows something's going on. And Sophia runs into the house and change, and that's where they end up. Charity's ass. Charity walks into the house. Lady May calls her the Benedict Arnold. Benedict Charity. Because she basically turned on the family. Charity's in her feelings. I'm like, did you think your family was going to be here for this? No. You sold them out for the white man, basically. You sold them out so you can get AP position at a church you're probably going to preach at probably 3 times out of the month, okay? She's still in her feelings about Phil choosing Judy with 2 E's to marry, and she's on the board. She basically goes off during a meeting. Carlton basically is like, look, I ain't fought for my position for 2 decades in this church just to be preaching and choir directing at a Pinkberry service in a gym. I said, Pinkberry service? Pinkberry service? That's a perfect description, because I'm thinking, because basically they're gentrifying the church. And so he leaves, and basically Charity's complaining because she's not happy. Of course you're not happy. You wanted this position and you got it, but not the way that you should have. Okay, you were self-serving, narcissistic, naive, and selfish. You didn't think about the long-term effects. You thought about the now. And you thought, oh, I can get this position now since my family don't want to do it. Now you have it, and now you're not happy. Your whole family's mad at you. They don't hate you, but they're mad at you. And so she goes to Phil's place, gives him back the ring. She even cusses at him too. I was like, okay, we're doing cussing on this show. All right. Petty me would have been like, I'm going to keep this ring. I'm going to pawn it and keep it for myself. That's the petty me. That's the petty me. I would have pawned that ring off. Okay. That's just me and my revenge self. But Charity does get back to the house. And she's surprised that Bishop invites them to the ceremony for the wedding. And I want to be forgiving as Bishop. I know that's your child, but I'm with May. I'm still mad at her. And that's where she ends up. Now, Grace and AJ. Whoo, child. Well, this is the bulk of the story that we've had in this episode. So, Grace is confronted by... Aaron comes to see Grace and AJ. And basically, the guy that was at the gravesite last season, who we wonder was it the real AJ? Was it Faith's son? Who was it? Turns out he was the guy Robin Fern sees, and he died in a shootout the night before. Now, AJ's expression when he saw the paper, I feel like he knew him. He knew him. He knew him from somewhere. He came to the house, and I wouldn't be surprised if AJ had some things that he had in juvie and prison that he did not take care of, and he promised to basically settle with this dude because he found out that his mom is part of a megachurch. So, AJ, he can't let it go. Grace is like, look, you're scot-free. They're putting it on him. Ain't nothing to worry about no more. But Grace still feels like something else is going on. She goes to Rick Fox's character. He's surprised to see her. She asks him to go and look into it because she knows it's the same guy from last night that came to the grave. And then she tries to tell AJ that basically this is his second chance. She tells him, hey, him, her, and Sophia are going to go to dinner. She's trying to make reservations, but Rick Fox comes back because he finds out why Bob Whitmore is here. Turns out Bob has been here for the last year, bought a house he's never lived in. He came here, basically he's trying to use Harmony and Hope to get all these churches because he wants to run for Senate. He's running for Senate on the Republican ticket. And him being the pastor of a multiracial church is considered a unicorn. I said, ain't that about a bitch? Bob ain't shit. Bob ain't shit. I am not surprised. I thought it was a whole scam that he was doing, but it turns out it's a political scam. Because we've seen political people do this. We've seen them do this, okay? Oh, man. If we want to go for all of them, that's a whole nother video for that. But before they can get to an actual plan, she gets the text from Bishop and Lady May that there's a wedding today. Meanwhile, AJ, after Grace left him, he was seen packing his bag. He looks in the mirror and he just looks like full of shame. I'm like, he's going through some stuff, man. He needs to talk to somebody. Grace comes back to the house. Everybody's about to leave. She's asking Sophia where AJ's at. And everyone thought that he was with Grace or he was with Sophia. So she goes in the house to look for him. She goes up to his room, knocks on the door, and that moment she realized that the door was locked, I instantly thought what she was thinking. Trigger warning for some people, trigger warning, just to tell y'all. She busts in and she finds him on the floor. He slit his wrist. I said, no. And literally, she was calling for help, screaming, why did you do this? Why did you do this? That's from what we heard from the trailer. And according to the preview for next week, AJ died. I'm like, damn, this is how we're starting off the for Dev? Oh my God. But oh my God, we started the episode on bullshit and now we're ending on Dev. What the heck? My goodness. Greenleaf ceases to not surprise me, okay? This season's about to be good. And I can't believe we're only getting eight episodes. I can't believe it. But oh my God. If this week's episode was a lot, the next 7 are going to be a lot. Hell, next week's going to be a lot. Oh my God. But anyway, that's my review for Greenleaf, guys. This is my first time reviewing the season. I hope you guys like this episode. Let me know in the comments of anything that I missed. I know I am bad with names, guys. I took allergy relief before I filmed this, okay? I've literally been shuffling between filming and doing my homework because my summer class is for June and tomorrow, and I have to catch up on everything I have to do, including tests and papers. And my July classes start on Friday, so I'm shuffling. But I hope you guys like this review. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know about other shows you want me to review during this time. I'm reviewing Greenleaf. I'm reviewing The Shy. I reviewed Insecure if you guys want to go check that out. I'm also reviewing Potomac when it comes back in August. So let me know of other shows you want me to review on my channel. And I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.